Hello everyone and welcome to English with Beat. Today we're going to talk about a new lesson, but this lesson is actually linked with our previous lesson, lesson 1, articles. So that's just one question to you. Can I say the Karachi, the Paris, the France, a France, and France, or a USA, or a UK, the USA. So I would have to make sure that you must have your concept of using the articles to the right place, because our lesson is also more of something which is relevant to articles. So that's the point I have to clarify here before we continue and we go ahead. So remember, we can only use all the articles. All the articles means a, and, the, or the. We use all these articles when there is a spatial noun. What's the name of that spatial noun? In English grammar, we call it common noun. Remember, we can only use articles with common nouns. We cannot use articles with proper nouns. The question is, what is proper and common noun? Right? What the hell are they? So, remember, when one word, which is a name of any person, any place, or anything, we call them noun. This is the definition of noun. Before we know the kinds of nouns, we must know what noun actually is. So noun is actually the name which represent that place, person, or thing. So let's have an example. I live in this city. So what's the name of the city? City is also noun and Jeddah is also noun. So both these words are nouns. The question is, what's the difference between Jeddah, which is also noun, and city, which is also noun? There must be a difference between Jeddah and city. There is, because Jeddah cannot be spoken for other cities. For example, Riyadh, Dammam, Mecca, Medina. We cannot say the word Jeddah for these all other cities. But a noun which is city can be spoken for many number of things. For example, city can be spoken for Riyadh. Riyadh is also a city. Jeddah is also a city. Dammam is also a city. Taif is also a city. Taif is very beautiful. So these all are the member of city. City can be spoken for these members. So common noun always have members in it, right? Cities. Paris is also a city. So city can be used for Paris as well. So that means common noun always has some members in it. Whereas proper noun can only be spoken for what it is for. For example, Jeddah can only be spoken for Jeddah, cannot be spoken for Riyadh, Dammam, Taif. So Jeddah is proper noun. Proper noun. So I hope you understand both the kinds of nouns, proper and common noun. So I already explained the definitions of both the nouns, all right? So we're getting back to the articles. So when articles, we have articles, the, a, and an. We use all these articles only with common noun. We can say the city, the country, the people, because these all are common nouns. We cannot say the Peter or the Joan, the Raza, the Ali, the Ahmed. We cannot use articles with proper noun. We can only use articles with common noun. So there is one question, if you watch this video, that question show up to you, that why do we call the USA and the UK? Because these two are exceptions in because of the name in it, because it has United States, and then there is a word America. So the word United State, you can use you're using the article with the United States. You're not saying the America or the Britain. You always say Britain and America, right? Without articles. But whenever you want to say the United States or the United Kingdom, you have to use, or you should use, the article. Here, this is only an exception case. Now we're moving further to the kinds of noun. What are other kinds of nouns? So we have countable noun, and some are uncountable nouns. Let's have an example. Do you think I can count water? And I can say, I can use a number for water. For example, this is 1 water, and I say this is 2, 3 waters. I can never number the water. So that means some nouns cannot be counted. They're not countable. So we call them uncountable nouns, and some nouns are countable. Let's have an example. People. There are 5 people. You can number them. There are 3 tables. There are 5 chairs. There are 6 desks. There are 5 laptops. There are 9 mobile phones. These all nouns are countable because you can count them on the fingertips, right? You can count on your fingertips. If you can count anything on your fingertips with numbers, that means you can call it countable noun. But some are uncountable noun, as I told you. Air, you cannot count air. You cannot count water. You cannot count hair. But remember, the nouns that are uncountable, we can't count them. They can be measured. Measurement tool, measurement scale, or measurement jar or tube can be used to measure it. Because whenever you measure in grams, ounces, right? You can never count like individual counting with numbers, like as you count 2 tables. So when you say 2 tables, number and nouns, there is nothing in between. But whenever you measure uncountable nouns, you always use another noun to measure it, to use the number with it. For example, tea cannot be counted, but would you say a cup of tea? So you used a word cup and then you use tea, then the whole thing can become countable, and then you can use a cup of tea. But when you say tea, just simply blues tea, you cannot say a tea or 2 teas. You can simply say a cup of tea, right? The same thing is with water. So water cannot be counted, but you can measure it if you have a tool to measure it. For example, a glass. Glass is a tool. So with glass, you can use numbers. A glass of water, 2 glasses of water, 3 glasses of juice. Same thing with juice, water, tea, or any kind of drink. If you use a measurement tool, you can make it countable. Otherwise, it will remain uncountable, and that's the other kinds of nouns. Lastly, I would talk about more kinds of nouns. For example, some noun are concrete noun. Are you familiar with it? For example, wall, TV, window, light, cupboard, desks, tables, chairs, clock. These all are nouns. They are concrete. Concrete means we can see them, we can touch them. That is countable. They are visible to us, and also you can touch them. They become concrete noun. Concrete mean in a form of solid or liquid. You can say they're visible. Their existence is obvious and visible. We call it concrete noun. Some are not concrete, so we call it abstract noun. What are the abstract nouns? Abstract nouns are the nouns. They are not appearing to you in a body, in a shape. Your vision cannot view it. You cannot touch it. Yes, you can feel it. That's in your mind. For example, the word confidence. I have confidence. If I ask you, where is your confidence? Can you show it? And you can touch the confidence? You can see the confidence? No. These things doesn't have, or these things don't have bodies, shapes, or visible to you. You cannot touch them. They can be felt. You can feel them. That's inside your brain, inside your senses and feelings. So all the feelings, they are all abstract noun. They're not concrete noun. So all the abstract nouns are confidence, skills also. The skills doesn't have a body, right? Depression, all your feelings like stress and sickness. You don't have that sickness. For example, fever. All these nouns are abstract noun. You can't see them in a body, in a shape, but they are abstract. They're not concrete, okay? So today we learned kinds of nouns. First of all, we learn first type, and the type is proper noun and common noun, right? The second step was countable noun and uncountable noun. The third one was abstract noun and concrete noun. I hope you enjoyed learning the kinds of nouns. They really play the important role when we talk about singular and plural, using articles with them, and a lot more things are coming up in the next lesson. I will talk about it. So this lesson will be a reference, as the previous lesson was reference for this lesson. So this lesson will be reference for upcoming lessons. So try to remember everything what I am teaching you here. You can write them down. If you don't want to write them down, you can watch again this video. And if you don't understand, you have confusion, questions, cross questions, critical questions, criticism, write them in the comment area. I will definitely respond to your questions, your criticism, your confusion, and your cross questions. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day. Bye-bye.